Hello, welcome back to What the Teacher Wants Wednesday. I'm so glad you're joining me. Today I'm sharing all about teaching routines and procedures. And if you are a kindergarten teacher like me, you know that this is everything in kindergarten because they come in knowing nothing and you teach it all at the beginning of the year. And I can attest to this little side story being true because this year, obviously in virtual, I didn't teach all the same routines and procedures as I would in the classroom setting. And at the end of the year, when we all got together in person for our little reading in the park, picnic in the park, and second grade was there, kindergarten was there, some siblings were there, and we said, okay, boys and girls, line up. Let's get ready to partner up. And all second grade got in a nice little line. Ducks were in a row, and my kindergartners were spread out. So with everything you do in kindergarten and the younger grades especially, I teach routines and procedures with what it looks like and what it sounds like for everything. A non-example and an example. And if you're new to kindergarten or you're trying to switch things up and kind of hone in on routines and procedures, one of the best ways to do this, I have a little freebie that I'll share with you here in a few at the end, stay tuned, that will help you with this. But the best way to figure out what you need a routine and procedure for is to literally start by walking into your classroom and think like a student. Where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna put my things? What will I do first? What will I do after that? How will my teacher get my attention? What if I have to go to the bathroom? Ask yourself all kinds of questions and just start walking through the room, start walking through your schedule as a student. So I have that as a freebie for you, just a list of all the questions you can ask as you go through to make your own routines and procedures. But today I'll really focus on 3 of the basics. One big one is whole body listening. And if you've been around a while or you saw me in virtual learning, distance learning last year, you've heard my song. I teach at the very beginning of the year. This is our transition song. This is what we sing when we start reading time. This is what we sing when we go back to our tables. And it is from one of my favorite shows with Leslie Knope, Andy Dwyer, April Ludgate, to throw out a few names. Have you guessed it? Parks and Rec. It goes like this. Eyes are watching, ears are listening, lips are closed, hands are still, feet are really quiet. You should really try it. Listen well, listen well. And to introduce the whole body listening song, after I've gone through my morning routine and announcements are done, I call kids up for the best time of the day, morning meeting, and I show them how to sit on the carpet. We sit crisscross, mountain, or mermaid, 3 ways to sit on the carpet. They choose one. I model that for them, blah, blah, blah. We sit down and I show them what it means to whole body listen by watching a little Cookie Monster video called Biscotti Karate. Absolutely love it. And if you want this all together, I have it. I'll have it on sale as a little product. But it is Cookie Monster acting a fool. He's trying to learn how to whole body listen. Doesn't do it right. Kids, love to laugh and say hey, you're not whole body listening. You should be listening with your eyes. And they learn to say, eyes watch, ears listen. So I walk them through that, and I use the anchor chart that's included in my Teaching Visual Procedures pack. Again, if you'd like it, all in one spot, it's there for you, but you could very easily make your own with your class, and it's just as effective. And I'll say, okay, so-and-so, Maddie, okay, show us what it looks like to whole body listen. And Maddie will sit there and have her hands in her lap, and I'll say, boys and girls, what do you notice Maddie doing? And we talk about what we notice about that person, what it looks like, what it sounds like, for everything. Then we move into, I teach them the song. I sing it nice and slow. I say, don't worry, we'll practice it every single day. You'll get it. So that's the first thing, whole body listening. Thing number 2, one of my favorites, I guess, in kindergarten is the bathroom basics. Definitely the second most essential thing, I would say. So in my classroom, we have a bathroom in the classroom, and raise your hand if you do too. Have a bathroom in your classroom. It works really well, and if you don't, you can easily do this by walking to the closest bathroom that your kids will be using. And I like to play this by ear. And on the first day, whenever the first child goes to use the bathroom, I let them go in, they come back out, and I say, boys and girls, seatbelts, everyone, just like Miss Frizzle, and tell them we're going on our first field trip. And of course, kids are like, what? We're going? We're leaving? I get their attention, and I say, don't worry, we're really not going that far. And either they, A, all turn their bodies over to look at the bathroom, or B, pre-COVID, we would all gather around the bathroom and, giggles ensue. And they're like, Tee. I'm like, of course we would never do this. It's a special field trip only on the first day of school. So pay attention. It's not happening again. And I say, here's the bathroom. Put your hands on your head if everyone knows what to do when you go to the bathroom. Great. Okay, pretend we do. So I say, what do we do after we go to the bathroom? And someone will say, wash your hands. And I say, yeah, no, not yet. We have to flush the toilet with our foot. You flush with your shoe, right? A lot of them have not been to a public bathroom before, and they'll go to use their hand to push down on the flusher and then get sprayed. Ew, germs, right? So I show them that use your foot to flush the toilet, walk over. We talk about hand washing, just a dot, not a lot of soap. And then at the end, we have our paper towel holder over here where the kids have to use all their might to push, and pull on the paper towel holder. Do you know what I'm talking about? It is pretty difficult. Now, I know there's some fancy ones now that you can wave your hand and stuff. It works, but I show them, I make every single kid practice getting a paper towel in the first few days of school because I can't tell you how many times their dripping wet hands are asking for help. And they always inevitably will need help because it's just difficult for them. And long story short, that is our field trip to the bathroom. Now, I told you I have this teaching visual procedures as a pack. If you want, I use real pictures to show first do this, second do this, to walk them through flushing with their foot, not their hand. Making sure that we have a sign for the bathroom included in this as well that says if it's green for go, red for no, and if it's on green, then they can go into the bathroom. If it's on red, the door is shut. Do not enter. Someone is in there. It is their personal space, right? And I walk through all of this because they really need the basics in kindergarten. You really have to explicitly model and teach these things, or you will have kids that have bathroom troubles, play around in the bathroom. I'm very strict about, we don't mess around in there. That is your time to go and come right back because we miss you, right? And I say this from experience because every year you learn something new where something happens and I think, well, jot that one down in my notes because I'll be adding that to things to do or things not to do next year when I teach the routines and procedures. Gotta love it. Never a dull moment in kindergarten. So if you're still here, thanks for listening. And the last but not least one is hallway how-to. Kindergartners are like herding small kittens at the beginning of the year. So you really have to show them. They have no concept of physical space, no concept of their own personal space. You really have to have some kind of physical markers on the ground, little colored dots, sit spots, tape, whatever, to show them where they're lining up, at least for the first few days or weeks of school. Then you practice. So for boot camp for me, like I mentioned before, I have my whistle and I say, boys and girls, if you hear me whistle 2 times, I want to see you. I might say, today we're lining up by letters in our name, and they have to be a good listener. So we practice all different ways where I'll say, okay, today we're going to line up by your favorite color. If you hear me say your favorite color, line up. Pink, stand up, push in your chair, walk to the door, and they stand on their spot. Purple, stand up, push in your chair. It's very repetitive. And I know at the beginning of the year, sometimes I'm like, oh, I could pull my hair out. I've said the same thing so many times. But again, by doing this at the beginning of the year and practice and repeat it, we get those transitions down. We are not wasting time. They know how to line up outside. They know how to line up inside. They know how to line up after specials. They know how to line up in the hallway. They know how to line up on a field trip for reals, not in the school, and they are good to go. So one of the things I like to say for the hallway is, my hands are by my side. I'm standing straight and tall. My eyes are looking to the front. I'm ready for the hall. And we say that every time we go to leave the classroom. And the biggest piece of advice I could give is be repetitive, be explicit, model, and show them what it looks like and what it sounds like. If you do those things with all of your routines and procedures at the beginning, you will have much smoother transitions, better behavior, and less downtime that kids can fool around. So I really hope that something resonated with you today, or if you heard something and you thought, oh my goodness, I do XYZ for a hallway lineup. I would love to know. Let's share. You can leave it here and I'll share it on my story for the rest of us to collaborate and learn from too. Have a good night.